Hello. All right, we should be
What's up,
Wow,
good.
Twitch?
welcome
It's
back.
your boy, The Equation.
Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. We totally did not have a book club on stream for the first two parts.
Yeah. Yeah, the graphic probably should be 1 through 38.
Yeah, I mean, in the
Half the book.
in the stream title, I think I wrote, what did I write? Parts 1 to 3.
Yeah, 1
For
through
the
3.
graphic, I was like, technically the graphics were 28 to 38, so oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Missed in the day. Hi.
Hello,
Missed
Pete
is
in the
here.
chat. All right, if you want to try resubbing though, let's see if this works. All right, I
Okay.
have it. It's on the screen, and I have the audio on, so let's see.
You ready?
I'm ready. Does it ask you to customize your resub thing too? I turn that on. It might say like, "Oh, share a message in the chat for your like second month stream anniversary."
Wait. How do I use my
You have to be on
How do
desktop.
I use my Prime? It doesn't give me the option.
Are you on desktop?
Wait, well, yeah.
Oh, that's strange. I don't know. And it says you have like 0 days left on your current subscription, right?
It just says resubscribe. Like it doesn't say
Oh, yeah, click resubscribe and then
days.
it'll give you the option.
Yeah, and then it says subscribe $5.99.
Oh, well,
Oh, there's a checkbox.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
it's
There
yeah.
okay.
should be like I
Yeah,
think
like a
another
Oh,
toggle.
that's
tab you
so
can click
like
into.
It's so
there's a
deceiving.
little checkbox that's so small.
That's how they get you.
Okay. Hooray. Did it do anything?
Did it go through?
I, yeah.
Okay. What the heck? All right.
So no.
I guess the notification didn't work. I didn't even get like a like a note on my activity feed that someone resubscribed. Usually I get that when someone follows or does a channel point thingy. That's weird. I guess I will ask Twitch support later if that's supposed to happen. Oh well, it's alright. It clearly worked last time with Lewis's. It goes through, it just for whatever reason
Oh,
doesn't.
I can show my message, my 2-month
Oh,
message in
that
chat.
might be it. Yeah, did you do that?
Let me choose. Hang on, let me choose a graphic for it.
Okay, yeah, it's the default one, so I couldn't figure all that. I was just like, let me see if this is the correct thing to make it work, and then I'll fix it. I don't want to spend too much time setting up stuff that had no
This one.
relation.
There.
There we go. Now it worked. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't see it do any of that whatever I selected graphic thing.
It didn't?
I didn't see anything.
Uh-oh. Wait, so did you click that dinosaur graphic or no?
Uh-huh.
But oh, you know what? Maybe I have to. It kind of disappeared on chat or in the from the stream quickly. I'll make sure the time's better. But you can see the chat there's like a little text in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chat,
the
right? All
message
right.
in chat.
Anyway, thanks
Mhm.
Beetlejuice for subscribing again. I will fix the little stream pop up later or while we're talking, I guess. So, I guess let's get the book club started. Let's gloss over parts 1 and 2 of The Well of Ascension. Who wants to start?
Well, I want to point out that first of all, I don't know if you guys I guess it's in the digital version also, but like the title page, like after the maps for this section, where it's got like one of those alchemical whatever symbols on it, the like rings with the spikes in it, has a skull with the spikes through the eyeballs.
Oh, I don't have that on my ebook version.
I don't want to
Or
make
I
that
didn't have a
either.
map this time either, actually. So this ebook version must be like old, or I just took out the fancy stuff.
Yeah, it's in like the like title page before
Okay, I'm gonna have to look
the
that up.
part one banner.
Ooh,
So, I think I said something about that last time, that those like symbols that are the metals
yes.
look like how they describe like the spikes through the eyeballs of the Inquisitors. So
Yeah, I don't see that on my, on, like, part is it under the part?
no, it's before that, like the title page
Oh, never mind. No,
before part one.
my title page is literally just the map
Yeah. I don't even think I got
of
a map.
Lothandel.
Alright, we'll have to look this up later.
I have it.
You have the
I'll
power.
send you a picture in the chat.
Yeah.
But we pick up what, like about 1 year after the last book left off,
Yep.
where Elend is king of the central dominance, I guess. It's not the final empire anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they're immediately about to be invaded.
Yeah.
So
As any
Great
country.
way to start.
Yeah.
yeah. By Elend's father.
Who we know is a dick from the
Oh
previous.
yeah, I hate
book.
him.
Yeah. Who, like, always knew he was coming back around for something.
All my homies hate Strath Venture.
Yeah, for real.
And then pretty much wait. Chapter 1 is kind of short, right? It's just like setting the tone. Things are
Yeah.
not looking so hot. And then chapter 2 are straight into the action.
Mm-hmm.
With Vin fighting Mistings and then a surprise
Watcher.
watcher who
Yeah.
watches
He watches it. Well,
What?
I am the one who watches.
yeah. And then is this the one where sorry if I'm gonna be skipping ahead. Is this the one where he saves her?
That's a bit later. It doesn't matter because we're not going
Not
to do
yet.
part 1 chapter by chapter. So we'll just talk about it overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does save her, which is like she's confused, like, oh, is he friend or foe? She doesn't know.
Mhm.
Okay.
We learn that the Khandra from last book's name is Orsur.
I said
And is
Orisor.
still there.
Orisor, like Ore, but is it
Oh.
is it or? I guess
I
it
assume
makes
it's
more
like
sense.
French-ish.
Yeah, and it makes sense
pronunciation.
ore like metal ore, so Orsor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I've been
how it will go.
pronouncing it or sir, something
Mhm.
around that.
All right, French it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, everything's like a little bit Frenchy.
A
It
little
seems like
French.
in this book.
Slightly French.
Yeah.
Also, Vin is out of ATM after only 1 year. That's very important to know. And they
Mhm.
never found the supposed stash of
Yeah.
ATM that the Lord Ruler, quote unquote, had. Maybe.
You think the stash actually exists, or
I feel like
it's
it
just like some
does, but it
kind
might
of
be like
myth, basically?
metaphorical, and it might not exist
Yeah.
in a physical thing that they could use. That's what I'm.
But where did it all go? Like, for the people in the mines, you know? Like, people were really mining it
Yeah.
in the pits. So it's went
Yeah, it
somewhere,
went
unless
somewhere.
it's just like
Maybe he ate
all
it for breakfast.
yeah, maybe
Maybe
like he used it a lot,
it was
or
being used to stop the deepness or whatever. Maybe that's part of it.
Mm.
Yeah, in some kind of like use somewhere. But yeah, that's a big deal and a big problem,
Yep.
because that means they have like no power in their kingdom, and
Yep.
that's why everybody's coming to attack them.
Yeah, well, they're
Yeah, I guess
also
that's also
attacking.
important. The other
Mm-hmm.
dominances don't know that they don't have the ATM. So
Yeah, that's also probably why they're attacking, because they want it. But like, little do they know, like, they're shit out of luck.
Mhm.
All right, and also Vin can pierce copper clouds, which we don't know why or how yet, but that's an important power that she has.
Wait, didn't she have that at the end of the first book?
I think so, but they're really expounding it more upon, or in this book, where it's probably gonna be something super important to like her powers or like why she's special. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think they
that's what it
explain
looks like.
that if an Allomancer is like significantly stronger than someone else, they can just pierce any copper clouds, basically.
Yeah, so Vin's really turning out to be super OP.
And I feel like
Or
they're
like
like
that's her
very
theory, I
much
guess.
hinting that Vin is like the hero,
Special.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special with a
Or at
capital
least
S.
hero
Yeah.
adjacent.
Yeah.
Special TM.
Yeah. I mean, she straight up like brings it up later on, so
Yeah.
but like, it seems like it's gonna be something that's maybe not so straightforward as the rest of it kind of has been. I also like that a lot in this like part of the book. Everyone's kind of thinking about like, wow, thanks, like Kelsier pulled off this big plan and did all this great stuff, and then he just fucked right out of there, and now we
Oops.
have to clean up the aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They're,
like
like,
he
suffering.
kind of they all kind of didn't think far ahead about how much work a revolution requires. Like it's not just like
Yeah,
getting rid of a government, it's installing the new one. And I don't think Kel
making
thought
it
that far ahead.
I mean,
successful.
luckily
Yeah,
Ellen did
it
his
was like,
homework and knows
Yeah.
about old governments of ye old eras. So
Except
it's
he doesn't
very
have
And
the
surprising.
charisma for it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
yeah,
I think Kel also just trusted that the crew he made would figure it out one way or another, basically.
He literally is the guess
Yeah.
I'll die meme. Like
Yeah.
he's like,
yeah, yeah.
like there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, sure, he probably thought they would be okay, but he like told Orsor to eat his bones and like start the Church of the Survivor, but he couldn't say like, yeah, actually this is how you should
Run the
divide the
government.
dominances,
Yeah.
run the government,
Uh,
yada yada yada.
it was like, look, instilling peace and order, not my
Yeah,
scene.
like, see.
I'll do the revolution part, and then you guys can like
Um,
deal with whatever is going on
yeah,
after that.
which is not pretty, not pretty at all.
Yeah.
But
And hasn't like worked out so great for them so far, but they're trying their best.
they're trying their best, yeah, and I mean dealing with their own laws too, as we find out in future chapters.
Yeah,
Um,
Ellen's trying to invent democracy, and it's not working
and
so
working.
hot for
No.
him.
Turns out
I had
democracy only works if you're popular.
Yeah.
yeah, and
And
also
people
like
respect you, which they don't
Yeah.
respect him.
also the theory of it never actually works. I had like a note I wrote in here somewhere that was like, wow, even in fiction, democracy doesn't work.
Rip.
The thing is, like, I mean,
He
would
was
you
like,
trust Ellen? Like, he like did they always describe that he dresses like
A
bad,
slob. Yeah. And
like a
yeah,
slob?
well, we'll
And
get
the
to
way he
that
talks.
later.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that
it's
later.
also
Yeah.
like he's like, oh yeah, the theory is like having all these people with all these different opinions to represent the populace is like what makes this kind of government good. And then he's like, but actually everyone just fights all the time and we can't do anything.
Wow.
To be
And I
fair,
don't think that's
Ellen's also the
necessarily a
guy
result of him,
who
but
was
Mhm.
like, maybe Ska are like us.
Yeah.
I'm just
but he
saying,
was the
like,
first person to have
he's
that thought.
Yeah.
definitely a
So
little naive
I mean, he did
and is like a
admit later
product of
on that he
where he
only
grew up,
had an
basically.
interest in ska, like in a scientific manner, before he really got to know Vin and after the revolution. So, like, he had a lot of like rethinking to do even afterwards. Which, I mean, good for him that he did that. Clearly, not many other people
Yeah.
did that. So,
And his relationship with Vin is actually quite healthy, unlike a previous relationship we've read about
yes.
in our in our previous book.
Mhm.
But
The previous book we
um
will not mention.
we will not mention. But strange things are happening definitely in part one. Um with the mists as well.
hmm
I don't know, was it in this chapter too that she encounters the mist
The
figure?
spirit. I forget which chapter, but yeah, she's seeing like this like ghostly figure appear in the mist, and she can
Yeah, it
feel
was
him.
pretty early on, but
Mhm.
she sees like she assumed was like the Mistborn she didn't know yet, but it was like definitely the, I guess, like the mist ghost wraith thing.
Yeah, spirit situation. As we also see in this beginning part that Sazed is out traveling the world trying to spread.
I love this guy. He's such a cool character.
Remains the best character, and I love
Literally.
him with all my heart. But he's out like trying to spread knowledge of religion that people just don't care about.
I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
trying his hardest. He's like, these people don't want to learn how to read and write.
they want to eat.
Yeah, basic
Yeah,
necessities.
which like is fair, but
I like how he can change his
but
loadout though with his metal when he was following I think Marsh right to that weird temple thingy that was abandoned. He
Yeah.
swapped out like his metals for like the other ones. and he can make his weight like lesser to fall lighter. I thought that was cool. It's like reverse using it.
Yeah,
like
I like
the
that we finally get to see like the practical like applications
Ferrucemi
of
Alfredo.
Ferrucemi.
Ferrucemi Alfredo. Because like in the last book, it's just like he saved Vin that one time, but we didn't
Yeah.
really know what he did. So it's
Mhm.
fun to see how he like actually uses it.
And can you imagine taking a test with a copper mind?
You just be like insanely good.
Yeah, and I mean it's not cheating because you technically have that knowledge forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you guys
Uh,
had copper mines, what would your speciality be?
um, mm, does it have to be like useful or can it be something stupid?
Anything.
I would say it doesn't have to be useful because technically, for a lot of people, I'm actually not gonna say what I was gonna say because it's I'm not trying to get canceled out here. Uh,
Because like
but
I
some
would
would argue that
Huh?
religion is not necessary
I mean,
or
we see it
useful.
in the book that, not that it's not necessary, people have other necessities that come first before they feel like sitting down to read about like theology that's like 20,000 pages long. So,
Yeah, like in the city in Luthando, people can have the Church of the Survivor, but because they have markets, they have food, they have all the stuff. But out in like
Yeah.
the outskirts, they're getting killed.
mhm. Oh, by the mist, which
Um,
is also an important thing to know,
yeah.
supposedly. Also, was Jed, which is the guy that Zed found like dead, was he like name dropped in the first book? Because that name sounded familiar. Does
I
anyone
can't.
remember?
Think
I
so,
don't
don't
think
remember.
so.
or I just don't remember.
Okay, maybe I was just reading another book who's had a character whose name was Jed. It could be possible, but I was
Or
like,
maybe he'll come up
Jed.
again later. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I'd have to actually let me control F my Google Doc here and see if the word Jed comes up in my notes.
But I would
No.
store anime lore.
And lore. So you can
Yeah,
prove
that's what I
someone
would
wrong in a
store.
Twitter
Good.
debate.
Yeah,
They're like, well,
exactly.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
he killed this animal in chapter
Yeah.
2007.
But it's like cultural, you know, so it will come in
It
handy
is.
sometimes.
It's like Say that he's capturing like mythologies and
Yeah.
theologies. Sometimes you need
Yeah. Well, it's
other lore.
basically like keepers have like all of the general information, but it's like, what do they like? It's like their special interest,
Yes.
basically. Because it's like they have all of the history, but Seiza just like really likes religions or like
Religion.
is most interested in it.
And he
Mhm.
tries to apply it in interesting ways, like when he had the funeral and he kind of guessed that they would have an agricultural funeral. Like he uses some critical thinking too. It's not like, yeah, you should definitely follow this religion. You have nothing, like it has nothing to do with you. So he tries.
How do y'all feel about Tindwell? Zed's
Counterpart.
Counterpart. I think
She's
she's
cool.
funny.
Yeah. She's like a
I
tough
will say,
love
I
kind
know
of
I'm skipping
person.
ahead, but the like give me a reason. Oh my god,
Well,
bro.
that was the hottest thing I've
Heart
ever read.
fluttered.
And it
Heart
wasn't even explicit.
fluttered, bruh. Like
See, look,
I need
all our
more of this.
romantasy
I need more
writers
of
need
this. Then
to
I don't need
take note.
like just ogling indecent forearms like every single chapter.
Give me a
It's like the
reason.
art of subtlety that like Brandon Sanderson had in that like paragraph basically, or like that part, that scene. And I was like, oof, I am feeling all this romantic tension. Whereas in the other
Yeah, I
books,
want
there was no
tension. I
tension.
want
It was just like
yearning.
all
Like,
like I don't even know. Like walls of
but also
feelings.
say Zed
Mhm.
clueless as fuck.
Yeah,
Of
poor dude.
course.
I mean, I feel like he caught on pretty quick, but he was basically like, I can't. He
Yeah.
was like, I can't give you what I think that you want. And she's like, actually, that's not what I want.
Mm. I
So
guess
They were
to be
made
fair,
for
we're
it's
each
like
other
skipping ahead.
in that
my
regard.
But,
man like
you know,
literally got like traumatized like from childhood. So I guess it makes
yeah.
sense. I guess both of them did actually.
Yeah, doesn't Tinwell have like? Didn't she
She
take the
was literally
What
burden?
did
put in
children
like
Yeah,
want?
a breeding program.
yeah. To like,
Yeah, for 30
yeah,
years.
they're not the most untraumatized people in the world.
They're the strongest.
Yeah.
All right, let's. What else?
Um.
Chapter 1.
Okay.
We figured
back
out
to
that
the
aluminum
past.
is the metal that strips the metal reserves away. So at the end of the last book, when they kind of like drugged Vind and took all of her reserves out from inside of her, they like gave her aluminum.
And she's trying to
Mm.
find the what's that thing
The
called?
alloy.
The other
Yeah,
alloy,
yeah. The alloy.
Well, then she found
The alloy.
duraluminum, which we found out like explosively takes your reserves away. So that was cool.
Super burst.
It's like an anime power up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like
You
how
burn
at
it all,
first,
but
yeah.
All your hurt.
What is
And then
it?
they-
Duralin?
I wrote
Duralumin.
Duralumin.
Duralinum?
duralumin.
Duralumin.
So I'm a little confused how it works. Does it like burn only one metal or all metals if you use it?
I think it burns
It's
the
whatever
one
you
you
have
used.
on.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
whatever's
Yeah, yeah,
on. So she turns other things off so that they won't get burned out.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
when-
Yeah.
Yeah, like she used tin for the first time, right? And she couldn't
You
use
got like
tin anymore, but she
overloaded
had
with like too much information, basically.
yeah.
I gotta look at it like a map to see how like the metal pairs are again. Because now we have aluminum. I guess we're still looking for. Well, gold and atium are the ones that are in a pair. Or atium is a alloy. Did we find out?
No,
think
it was gold and the 11th metal.
Are
right?
together.
Because that showed a past, or no, those were not. Because gold shows a past version of you.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
The
like
11th.
gold is the metal, and then the 11th metal is the alloy, I think.
Because it showed like
Right,
past
that
and
showed, like-
future.
Yeah.
It showed like. Did it show a future thing? I don't remember now.
It showed like three versions. I'm
like
not
the
su-
Lord Ruler's like
Yeah.
past self, which was like Rashek or whatever.
Mhm. But
Oh,
then,
right, because it's your past and someone else's past. So
Wait, I
gold
thought that
shows
was
your
gold.
okay,
past.
yeah,
Oh,
gold's
okay,
the
So
one
yeah.
that
gold's
Gold
still
shows your
very
past.
useless.
The 11th metal shows someone else's past.
Okay,
So then it's ATM, and we don't know what
and
the
then
alloy
maybe
of
another
ATM is yet.
alloy that does someone else's future.
What do you guys think
It shows
Adium's
your
alloy would
future, I
do
guess.
though?
I don't know.
Because if you can see your opponent's future,
Oh, you see your performance.
Your
That's right.
future.
I guess
Yeah,
your
see,
future, but
yeah.
like what use would that be?
Just
To
see
see
where your life choices are
how
going.
different things would
yeah.
result.
Oh, I guess yeah, that makes sense.
Wouldn't you want to see the future if you could? At least even if it was like a day into the future, or in this case maybe seconds, because
I feel like every
ATM
show
doesn't go
that
that
has
far.
like you
Yeah, it
knowing the
never
future
works out well.
makes you go crazy.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying I'd
Yeah.
want to use it often.
I feel like it always makes things more difficult.
Yeah. All right. Oyster's in a dog form now. It's giving me like Twilight's
Yeah.
princess vibes with the wolfhound.
Dog store.
Dogs.
Oh, yes, sir. But right now he's mad about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would also be mad if I became a dog.
He sounds so cute
But-
though. But a dog talking
Wait,
would
you'd
probably
be mad if
terrify
you were a
me.
dog, bro? My dream is
Could
to just be someone's
pretty
pet.
chill.
Yeah, but he doesn't really get the life of a pet, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, he's already a servant, basically.
Yeah.
So he feels it's degrading to be turned into a dog.
All right. What else? In part one, when the messenger tells Ellen that there's another army like outside his gate, I was like, "This is giving like, sir, a second plane has hit the World Trade Center." Like I could not stop thinking about that when the chapter ended, and it's just like, "Sir, a second army has arrived just outside the city." I'm like, "Wait a minute, why does this sound familiar?"
You know, it's not looking good for Ellen.
Yeah, now we got 2 armies. We see Marsh again briefly, and he's like gotten kind of weird.
For sure. He's getting a little
His
too
like
emo.
Inquisitor side is taking over.
And what happened? Because
But
Sazed left the place himself, right? After he did that metal rubbing, found all these bodies. He kind of left by himself, right? And Marsh was still upstairs or something doing who knows what, right?
oh, Marsh like came back down and was like, there's nothing useful here,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
And then they left together, but then like they camped somewhere, and the next morning Marsh was just gone. And Taylor's like, okay, I
Dang.
guess I'll go home now.
Aw. Alright, I hope Marsh is okay.
Yeah. Hope he doesn't get, like,
Brainwashed too much.
yeah, whatever's happening.
Whatever's going
Like,
on in his
he-
nailed brain.
yeah. But Sazed finds that engraving of the chronicles of what's the guy's name?
Quan.
Who's like the person that's been writing all the epithets at the beginning of the chapters so far.
Yeah, he's the guy that named Alendi as the Hero of Ages, but was apparently wrong.
And then regretted it.
Yeah. And or self-doubted himself.
Yeah, all these people regret what they've done. Even in the last book, right? Because it was Rashek's book, right?
No, it was the actual Hero of Ages.
Mm-mm,
It was
Alendi.
Alendi.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was Andy's. Okay. Oh, never mind. Oops.
Yeah.
He doubted himself a lot too, though.
Yeah.